G'day. This week, how much adventure can a koala bear? So basically, just before I left Grafton, I checked out the beautiful jacarandas because it's the time of the festival, Jacaranda Festival in Grafton. So they were outstanding. I also checked out the flame trees, which is Cole Chisel wrote the song Flame Trees. It's all about Grafton. Check that out. So from there, I drove over and camped at a place called Nimboida. That was quite fun, stayed the night. Then from there, I took on driving the old Grafton Road. And coming along there, I drove past Buckarundi Bridge. You can camp there if you want, but I was headed for Delmorton. Eventually got to Delmorton, bit of a road, bit of a challenge. Got there and turns out that's a ghost town. In its heyday, in the mid to late 1800s, it had 13 pubs. Now it's got nothing, but that's exactly what I wanted. I camped on the river, how beautiful, it was just so quiet and the little river trickling past. The sky started to get quite cloudy from smoke, and the smoke got thicker and thicker, and eventually I was sort of started to get a little bit aware that perhaps this is not too good. In fact, the smoke was so thick that when you look up at the sun, all you can see is that orange kind of glow. Anywho, when I got back to civilization, it turns out there was 3 bushfires on each quadrant from where I was staying. Not overly relevant. And then I took on the rest of the old Grafton Road. Now, the old Grafton Road, in 1873, the convicts were commissioned to dig a tunnel through this massive rock. So they did all that, and now we have the luxury of that. 10 to 15 metres long, not sure how high, not sure how wide, but I'm towing the car and the caravan down it, this treacherous, narrow, forbidden track. Anywho, let's go. Well, here I am, first impressions. This is a great little campsite. Well, it's not little, it's actually huge, it's massive. I'm pretty sure all those, there are cabins up there you can stay in. It's a canoe centre, basically. And from what I can gather, it used to be quite big and it used to be used by a lot of canoes, but it's the time of year, they've got a drought at the moment, so obviously that's having a bit of an impact. But you can camp sort of at the moment. Where am I? I'm in October. You can kind of camp wherever you want. Beautiful, there's birds everywhere, and you've got the beautiful little creek running down here. It's kind of all, it's a win-win situation. At this stage, I'd definitely recommend it. As I say, it's spacious, you can run around in the nudie. It is, it's great. And you've got your little babbling brook down there. But the birds, probably while I've been talking, you'll probably hear some birds. I only get out that app I've got that tells you what the birds are and give it a run. That'll definitely be good. Oh, plus, major bonus, they've got shower facilities and all that, which is pretty good. And up at the office, even there when they're not there, they've got a shop and sell bits and bobs. But they've got a Starlink, so if you're prepared, if you really need the internet, you're prepared to go up there, got a really nice fast download and they're pretty good upload. Back on the road, woohoo! So just headed up to a place that's got a hole in the wall that was hand dug by convicts. What they called in those days was low paying jobs. Anyway, they handcrafted this tunnel so that people could actually get through on the road. It only goes for about 10 or 15 metres I think, but should be worth a look. Another beautiful day. Woo. Glad I met him when I met him. Not sure if you can see that beautiful river down on the left hand side. Okay, I'm at Buckarumby Bridge. Now I've just gone over the bridge, but I've gone a little bit too far, and because I've gone a bit too far, it's going to be a bit tricky for me to turn the car and caravan around. I could back up, but I'd be backing up probably a good 250 metres. It's not that great. But you can, if you're going to decide to camp there, the moment you get over the bridge, you'll see like a little area, and it's actually a little sign up that says no fishing between these following dates. And if you turn into there, you have no problems. Really nice area, very secluded, especially if no one else turns up. The other thing is, just watch out. I didn't actually explore it, so I would be a little bit concerned if I drove in and then found I couldn't turn around. Again, I wouldn't want to back up through all that area. But it looked as though there was a couple of tracks going in, so maybe you could go in and then drive up a slight bank and then drive out of there. In fact, I just saw a guy leaving there, so it's obviously usable, and he just had a 4B and a trailer. So yeah, Buckarumby Bridge. The other thing is, this time of the year you do have to be careful apparently once the floods start coming through, if they ever do, or when they do. Apparently they can come quite quickly and very aggressively, so just watch out for that. At the moment it's reasonably full, but there's a fair bit of algae, and I really wouldn't want to be taking a chance for a swim, but whew, certainly hot enough to go swimming. just to give you a heads up, I've gone to Buckarumby, and that bridge, that was fine. I'm now getting quite close to the Delmorton, and that's where you have to drive through the tunnel. Now, I know this sounds a little bit, what's the word, ambitious or maybe a bit careless, but there's no real way knowing that I can find out how high the tunnel is and how wide the tunnel is. I'm assuming it's wide enough to get most cars through, so that's fine. The height's the big thing now. The other day I measured actually physically had to measure the height of the caravan. I think it's around about 3 metres, maybe just under. So I was hoping to be able to stop, camp, go back and have a look at the tunnel rather than commit myself right up to the tunnel. So I'm getting pretty close to it. I'll let you know about that. Now up to Buckarumby Bridge, no problems. Yeah, the road itself looks as though it's been graded, so it's not too rough. There's moments where it's a bit of corrugation, but from what I've been on, I wouldn't even consider worth mentioning it. However, coming from Buckarumby Bridge to Delmorton, I must say that if you've seen my video where I was on the bridle track, you realise that there were some pretty hairy moments there, and two, on this section here, they haven't been so much hairy, they've just been very, very narrow, a wall on one side and a fair drop on the other, and really no ability. If you meet someone coming the other way, there's no way you're going to get out of each other's road. You better hope they're both not cars and caravans, because if they are, someone is going to have to back up. So that wouldn't be too pleasant.
Turn left onto Chalandy Road.
Now over my shoulder, I'm not sure whether you can tell very well, but it's quite hazy. It's pretty hard to see out in the ranges. There's quite a lot of smoke here. There was this morning and I thought, oh well, wherever it is will probably blow away. So it did for a time, and now it's all come back. So I'm pretty sure it's that way, which is I think west of where I am. And I assume it's all under control, because I'm sure someone would come knocking on my door if there was any major problem. Yeah, and the smoke is quite thick, so it's a little bit difficult, not difficult to breathe, but you know when there's smoke around, I've been close enough to enough bushfires to know that it's reasonably serious, fairly big. But again, you know, maybe they've got lots of volunteers and I'm sure they totally know what they're doing. Just a slightly bit unnerving, because there's no reception out here, and as I keep telling you, even though it's an adventurous place to come, with the car and the caravan, driving along that road, there really only is room for a car, maybe two cars occasionally can get past each other, but realistically there's enough road in probably half a kilometre stretches that if you met the other person, someone is going to have to reverse. And obviously reversing with a big caravan and a car is going to be tricky, if not annoying. So best that can happen, if I do meet someone, they'll be in a car and their reversing's not so radical. But still love this place. It really is outstanding. It's got the little ghost town up there, which is the Dalmorton ghost town. And just probably about, in fact, I've already been, I had a little sneak peek. 6 kilometres from here is the little tunnel. It's not very long, it's only probably, I don't know, 10, 15 metres long, if that. But I did some measurements and I'm pretty sure my caravan will get under it. And I'm very confident that the caravan will be, it's wider, the whole gap is wider than the caravan. So width-wise I'll be fine. The height, I'm pretty sure I'm okay. So some important facts about this tunnel. First, most important one is if you've come from Nimbodia and coming through here and thinking, gee, I hope I get through. Well, if you don't, you've got no other choice but to somehow car and caravan back up, and I'm not even sure where you go. You probably have to go at least 500 metres to it, maybe a kilometre. But even then, I'm not sure you'd be able to turn around. So you're committed. Because of that, I'm going to measure the height and the width for you. And also for myself. I mean, I'm coming through anyway. It's just going to be very slow if it's too tight. But it's obviously pretty okay for a car width. I'm more concerned about the caravan and the air conditioner, etc. So I'll go and measure it. Okay, I don't really have the right tools, but it's definitely around about 3.6 wide at its skinniest point, my measurements. And height I reckon is about 3.2, maybe a little bit higher. So I definitely think my Caravan's 3 is going to be a bit of a tight one, but I think it'll be okay. I'm going anyway, I think. Having done the serious hard yards, now I'm in a mind, I just want to get off this mountain. This road has been absolutely relentless. Well, that's not quite true. Every now and then you probably have maybe 2 or 3 kilometres and it looks as though it's levelling out to beautiful farming land, and you can see the cows scattered all around the place. Very pleasant. However, just up over the hill and around the corner it all starts again. So a bit exhausting. I'm looking forward to a real long break at the end of this road. wrapping it up, that was quite an adventure. So if you do want to go and do that little section I did, again, I'd probably recommend take your own car, your four-wheel drive, or a roof topper, or a swag, but I wouldn't recommend a camper trailer or a caravan, not on that road. But it was a great lot of fun, so get out there and get into it. If you found the video useful, helpful and or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, well, I haven't given up on you. And if you think the video is worth sharing, that would be great. Until next time, this is Paul Wheel Drive, signing off.